So you're hearing that da-da-da-da throughout your ride because that's the land.
But are you truly living with it?
The land. The land,
the land,
honey. The land.
Honey, the land.
Honey, the land.
Honey, the land.
Sup, Park Peeps? I'm Demi from Magical Hijinks.
And I'm entertainment journalist Joey Nolfi, strapping in for the Park Peeps Podcast, the ultimate theme park show where unhinged passion, travel expertise, and coaster nerd chaos collide. This week, we're counting down our favorite theme park soundtracks.
So buckle up and pull up on that yellow strap as we dispatch for Season 2 of the Park Peeps Podcast.
Oh, I forgot. Just a little reminder to everyone, please don't put on your opera glasses until you are seated inside the concert hall. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to the Park Peeps Podcast. I'm Joey Nolfi, broadcasting live from the Magic Kingdom where my co-host Demi and I are, fortunately or unfortunately, according to who you speak with, adding yet another wing to the growing Park Peeps Podcast corporate headquarters. The Park Peeps Phonics and Philharmonic Philosophy and Philanthropy Wing, where today we are broadcasting live from our first order of business as we answer an orchestral emergency call from Donald Duck himself, who does appear to be stuck inside the wall at the back of the room in the Mickey's Philharmonic attraction. Demi, do you have any idea how Donald got here and how we're going to get him out?
I was very confused because all of a sudden, Donald just kept showing up in random different places. I think he learned how to time jump.
Agrabah.
Something happened. I never thought I'd see him on a magic carpet ride, but here we are.
Well, I never thought I'd be staring down his little butt at the back of this theater, but here it is wiggling at the back above us all.
It's really wiggling. Donald.
Come on, Donald. We gotta get.
Come on.
You know what? We're going to have to call security. We're going to have to call security. But before we do that, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. You've rated us at a maximum star rating on your podcast app of choice, and that you are following us on Spotify and socials at Park Peeps Pod, which I'm sure Donald will do when we get his little butt out of there. Now, all right, Demi, let's roll up them sleeves. It is really time for us to go and pull Donald out of this little predicament.
Joey, we might need to establish the Park Peeps HR department, after where you just grabbed him to pull him out.
You know what? That was a total accident. Donald, I'm sorry. All it was Donald Derriere. That's all that was there. That's all we had. This was in pursuit of helping him. Now, you know what? We're just gonna leave him there for now, because we did just hit a sour note on this rescue mission, but that doesn't mean that we are done with music puns for the rest of this episode, because today we are highlighting our favorite theme park environmental scores and soundtracks and in-park music.
Also, music to our ears have been your reviews.
Yay!
The first official Park Peeps giveaway for a $50 Disney gift card is now closed.
Boom.
And after 2 weeks of submissions, we've gotten some really lovely feedback, and we genuinely thank everyone who participated.
Yes, it was really, really, really nice to see some of the reviews that we got. Actually, all of the reviews that we got. And we are ready to announce our winner. The winner is Tara! Yay! Or is it Tara? Tara.
Tara. We went with the version of Tara because of this past season of The Traders.
The Traders, yes. It's literally just going to be like that, yes. Icon, Tara. Now, I am just going to read you because it is a very lengthy review. And
we
Tara,
appreciate it
very much for that. They not only praise Demi and I, but Tara also says, Joey and Demi have found some of the community's best voices to offer insight and spirit about the world of theme parks. By showcasing this, quote, small world after all, you feel like an honorary peep yourself. So that is really, we love to hear that.
Yes.
That is exactly the spirit and the vibe that we're going with, because as, the title, it means, we're peeping, as in cheep, 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 chirping about the parks, but these are also our peeps. So that was the exact vibe we were going for. Tara, you got us, and now we got you with this $50 gift card.
Yes, and if you go watch my YouTube videos on $50, how to spend it in Disney, there's so many ways. I love how they plugged that in. Isn't that great?
I was just going to say, Demi, you're burning the hole in the pocket already. So, Tara, we will be reaching back out to you and for instructions on how to send you your cherished gift card. And then when you get it, make sure you post it on social and tag us, and we'll celebrate you.
Yes.
But we did get a lot of really, really good submissions, and Tara really put her whole self into this review. So thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Tara.
And thank you to everybody who participated. But speaking of sisterly fun, before we strike up our conversation on the best theme park scores and soundtracks, actually, there's two things I want to talk about. Demi, I didn't put this in the script because I'm just thinking about it now because we just texted about it before we started recording.
Yes.
But there have been so many developments.
Oh my gosh,
our
yes.
last, we predicted a lot.
You guys, if you did not listen to last week, I think we are oracles. I don't
We're
know.
magic. We are.
We are magic.
Indeed. Confirmed. There was so much that we talked about last week that was set in motion, because literally I believe it was the day after we dropped that episode and we were talking about the open hub concept, the pictures started circulating online of Universal testing. They had taken out the cement squares and put in the photo identifiers at the facial recognition booths in front of Dark Universe. So they were testing it. People were clearly buzzing about this online. And then today, there's even more developments here because the Universal website now apparently reads, and I quote, like how I tried to stall there because you could tell I didn't have my phone up to read the actual quote. But the Universal website now says, effortless entry to your favorite Epic Universe worlds. There's nothing like stepping into the worlds of Universal Epic Universe. To keep your passage easy, you can use photo validation for effortless entry wherever virtual line return times are being used. Which I don't know if people just haven't noticed this before or if this is new, but virtual queues are now going to be starting up for this place.
Well, Universal does occasionally drop those virtual queues.
They do.
But it's so... I think I've seen them maybe a handful of times, and it's always only for Jimmy Fallon. And I'm just like, what's the point?
But I also, there was some speculation online today that it was because they are going to potentially now start opening up annual pass holder stuff, which I think Demi and I don't want to speak for you, but I think we are both in agreement that the park is
not ready.
Not ready for annual pass stuff. My theory is that they want to test this. They want to give this a little stress test first. So I think we could possibly see maybe this summer 1 or 2 annual pass holder days that they'll announce like a week in advance. If you already have an annual pass, you can get into Epic on this day, and then they're going to stress test this stuff. So
I don't know. I personally don't agree that that's going to happen, but
I think they definitely need to do that before they open it up to annual pass holders.
I don't think they're at the point yet. I really think, as much as I love Epic, the biggest complaint is, people are, as much as I am trying to convince people like there's more to Epic Universe than just the attractions. The attractions are what's eating up a lot of people's time, and hopefully this will be able to, spread people out more. You don't have to wait online as much. If that goes well after a few months, then maybe yes. But I don't think that because pass holder appreciation is September? Usually, yeah, it's usually September-ish, right?
I don't have one, so I don't know.
Oh well, that's your problem.
I'm just a Walt Disney World annual pass holder.
I don't know how you're not. It's so cheap to be a pass holder there. It's great.
My wish.
Your wish is
to be a pass holder. To be a pass holder. I don't know. I just think they need to. Some of the decisions have been somewhat strange. Like I will say it again. I just don't understand why that space is being used for an event space and not a ride next to the Captain Cacao. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a Captain Cacao ride at this point. I'm like, it should be. But just I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. Right. But another news. Demi and I just had a reunion in New York City, of all places, where we did record a very special episode of 2 Minute Tea Time.
Yes. In
a place that I have never been to before, the Disney Store in Times Square, which also you're recording, what did it call it? It was like the Bertelsmann building.
I guess that's what the official building is called. I don't know. It named it that on its own. It's
just so funny when Voice Notes automatically names the place for you. And I'm just like, I don't remember being at a Bertelsmann building, but I do remember being at the Disney Store with Demi.
Yes.
So, incoming is our transmission from one of the most peculiar places in New York City, the Disney Store.
And one of the last Disney stores in the world.
We'll get to where more might be coming in a second.
Hello and welcome to a rare Joey and Demi together Park Peeps 2-minute tea time in an unexpected place, but also somewhat kind of expected. We are here at the Disney Store in, what do we call this, downtown? Manhattan?
What are you talking about?
Midtown?
It's the Times Square
Disney Store.
You think this is downtown?
I'm trying to make it sound exciting and fun, Demi, because this is an adventure for me.
I know. And what's crazy...
Journeying to regions beyond.
What's crazy is you lived here for 3 years.
I lived here for 7 years.
Oh, wait, 7 years? Why did I think it was 3?
You know what? Because my brain just melted while I was here. And this is my first time here. I met Demi. And we had a good old time for the past 10 minutes just running around exploring. And we did, I have to say, the thing that has superseded pretty much everything else that we have done here so far today, or probably will ever do in the future, is the most unhinged piece of Disney merch I've seen in a very long time.
And, you know, you really don't get, like, too many, like, park-specific things here. Like, it's a lot of just generic Disney, and occasionally you'll find some park stuff, and then obviously the New York-branded stuff. But through the beautiful castle on the second floor... As
I was running through it.
Yeah, we found a wand.
A wand?
With the clock face
ticking and talking face.
From It's a Small World.
On
and it plays It's a Small World, and the face...
tick-tock.
Well, it doesn't tick-tock, but like it goes side to side.
Yeah,
it
head
bobs
side
to side like it does on the ride.
When I tell you how excited we were for this, we were so excited. I was overjoyed. And then
we were about to buy this and then take it to dinner because we're going to dinner after
I was going to be fully walking around Manhattan with this. I was like, this is coming. I believe I said the phrase, this is coming through TSA.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And you know what? As true Disney adults, we did what most Disney adults do and did not look at the price tag prior to. I just wanted you to take a moment and just do a little guess in your head.
And I just want to be clear, this is like a child's plastic toy.
Plastic wand.
Yeah.
$34.99 and also annual pass discount does not work here. So
no, it does not. And also there's no such and their tax, and there's no such thing as a New York resident discount that I could get either.
No. So
which is ridiculous.
I've been in the store for 10 minutes and I'm already raising complaints. Also, downstairs, the Mickey backpack. We saw a Mickey backpack that I really, really wanted. I grabbed. I shrieked. I really wanted it.
It was on sale.
It was on sale for $27. And I quickly realized it was a children's backpack. Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes adults want Mickey backpacks too.
I saw this really cute like Cruella jacket with the red gloves and of course made for children.
Yes.
I want cool things too.
But it's, you know what? I was saying to Demi that the 7 years that I lived here, the amount of anxiety that I felt, I honestly could have just come here just for a little hit now and then, but it's like I kind of feared Midtown more than I
Well, this is it's not like, it's Midtown, but it's not. It's specifically Times Square. I don't come here either. I mean, first of all, I always had a local regular store by me, out in the outer sphere of New York, and it's just... I'll come in here like once in a while because unfortunately I am a theater person, so I am in this area for theater, but I come usually and I go to the theater and I get out. But occasionally maybe I'll pop in here for a spell or two.
I can't make comments about theater here.
No. But I really love the refurb that happened on the second floor. It's really beautiful here. There's a lot of like pretty details. And
it's gorgeous.
I'm just really sad that this is like the last Disney store in New like for a lot of places, but like especially in New York.
There used to be one at a lot of malls in Pittsburgh had them. They were all
we had
over.
Queen Center Mall. We had a Roosevelt Field Mall.
But this is like a good one for being a tourist area. I mean, this makes sense that this would be here.
It's like when I went to Tokyo and I went to the Shibuya Disney store, and then they also have the flagship one in Shinjuku as well.
That looks really cool
I went to both
too.
of them, and honestly, like the Shibuya one, like blows everything out of the park. Even this store, but it's still really nice to have a place for, to pop in. I wish more Disney stores existed for, regional areas because it's really nice to get that little Disney fix. Because even for me, like, as I go to the parks a lot, I still always loved popping into my local Disney store just to get myself a little fix, and also some discounts on some items because they always had some like return sale items. Yeah, that's the word.
Well,
sale.
The thing that is striking me about this, and that I want to leave us on, is that I do think this gives me, like what we were just saying about talking about the Disney stores that used to be at the malls. And a lot of people have that kind of criticism of current Disney stores in the parks and in Disney Springs, that they kind of have lost that Disney magic and they're kind of sterile. This does still kind of have that vibe. I mean, it's got the giant castle.
Yes.
It's got a giant crystal chandelier.
Yes.
It has theming everywhere, like very 90s coded theming in here with the music playing overhead. And it does...
I love the little, the TV area that's still here.
There's a
and
TV
they have
area.
Like coloring pages and crayons free of charge for kids to come and do.
It's great. And I think any Disney fan who is coming to New York, come here for a few minutes, or if you live here, like pop in and get that hit. Because it does feel like that kind of vibe.
I still miss the 90s aesthetic, but
Me too.
This is very much on brand of the current Disney aesthetic, that we're seeing throughout all of their branding. And it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
But I'm just a sucker for 90s Disney.
Well, with tax, I'll leave us on this note. With tax, even if I had $1 for every year that I've been alive, I still wouldn't be able to buy that wand, because with tax it would have come out to more than 36. So with that, I'm embracing my age. I'm embracing being with Demi.
Yes.
And I'm embracing being at the Disney store. So
Yes.
2-minute tea time. Sign it off.
Well, happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to me. Oh, 2 episodes in a row.
I know. Look at you. You get extra birthday time.
Yes.
Well, I still stand by the fact that New York smells, and I was sullen at the backpack not being suitable for my dainty little shoulders.
Yes, I understand.
But even I could not fit the child's backpack.
Couldn't.
So that was a major disappointment. But what a lovely little store. What a lovely little trip.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I believe it was 2 days after when you texted me about Disney had announced that this is another Oracle power that Demi and I have.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because this is the latest in the line of Oracle things. But right after we had our reunion at the Disney store in Times Square, Disney announced that there are 2 temporary Disney store locations opening up in both Demi and my's general area. I know the one in New Jersey is a little bit further away from you, but it's still what are the odds?
Of
Pittsburgh and New Jersey?
Pittsburgh, what? New Jersey, I get it, because New Jersey is like the mall of the world, right? That's what they're known for, is malls. But what are the odds that it's Pittsburgh, Joey?
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a nice mix of urban and suburban and
Listen,
rural.
I loved our trip when I came to visit you in Pittsburgh and we did Kennywood. I thought it was a great balance of city and non-city. And I hope it gets more love, but I hope it doesn't get too much love that it becomes not affordable for you.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I really do like that. I'm going to be there opening day of that Disney store, because that is going to be super exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I
demand a 2-minute tea time for that one.
There's going to be a 2-minute tea time from that. Yeah. Mark my words.
I do have, shout out to Amanda. I think my friend Amanda is going to try to go to the one in Jersey, because she lives close by. So she's going to be our little field correspondent to see if it's any good or anything.
Micro correspondent Amanda. Shout out to you, girl.
Yeah.
But I think, Demi, the crazy crescendo is reaching a fever pitch. So hang on to your butts if you're Donald Duck, because we're booming right back with our top theme park scores and environmental soundtracks up next.
We know you often regard our banter as a symphony of chaos. But today we're highlighting actual orchestral and instrumental masterpieces.
Joining us to count down our favorite environmental soundtracks and scores and theme parks, please welcome to the show ourselves.
I can't believe you just said that.
And Demi, did you hear Demi jumping in to try to tell me no? And I was like, just let me go. Demi didn't yes and me there. Just I felt so bad because I recently went to Horror Unleashed and I didn't yes and the actor in the main hall. They were they turned around and they looked at me and they were like, are you real? And I said, no. And then I said, I'm so sorry. I forgot to yes and you.
But I didn't know what you were going with that one.
I know.
I just thought you were reading and not thinking.
Nope, it's us.
It's just us this time.
But we're great.
We're great.
Hang around because we got great opinions. We got great scores. We got great noble mutterings. A return of noble mutterings. They are back.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm going first this week.
And Demi is going to go first this week.
Yeah.
But I think we need to introduce maybe this topic a little bit because there was confusion.
Because
and
there
debate.
was a lot of confusion and some debate. Yes.
Yes.
We'll call it a debate.
Yes. And so listen.
There might be more debating.
There might be more debating, and that's what makes for a good podcast. And this topic to me is best in theme park soundtracks and environmental scores. So I was making the argument that something like, now there might be something on my list that does make.
Oh, so you're allowed.
No.
Break the rules.
No. The rules are not broken because I did explain to you beforehand.
Okay.
What the one I didn't reveal my picks to Demi because Demi and I never reveal our picks, but there is one on my list that is the exception justifiably to this, and I will explain it when I get to that.
Fine.
But this is music that you can hear in the lands, outside. It is environmental music. It is original soundtrack scores. So
yeah,
it's something like Grim Grinning Ghosts does not qualify for this because
I'm sorry, it should qualify.
No, it shouldn't because it's
originally written for the Haunted Mansion.
But it's not an environmental score. It's
the entire soundtrack of the Haunted Mansion has lyrical music.
Yes, but the Haunted Mansion is not a land.
But you said it could be a land or it could be an attraction. Like outside of an attraction into an attraction. And we're going to fight about this more. I'm calling it a fight. It's not a debate. It's a fight.
It's because Demi's just raring from what was that?
What?
Divas thing this weekend. There were little wrestler girls.
You mean WrestleMania?
Yeah.
The return of Paige. And Total Divas was like one of the first biggest reality TV shows. It was amazing.
I don't know her. Sorry to this woman. But are you talking about Brooke Hogan? She's a wrestler. Isn't she? Or no, her dad was a wrestler. Never mind.
We don't need to talk about that man. Okay.
I don't even know what is he deceased?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they forced him down our throats every commercial break of WrestleMania.
Apparently isn't. His legacy is also deceased. So, with that in mind,
yeah,
I think that we're generally going to stick to the rules here.
Fine.
But Demi, I'm going to go for... I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not.
No, you're going to go first.
I want to talk about one of the most underrated theme park lands to ever theme park land, and that is Seuss Landing. And I was really hoping that you weren't going to choose that.
I did. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. A couple of years ago over on the YouTube channel, I did a deep dive of Seuss Landing. I love Dr. Seuss. I know there's a lot of like things that didn't age well or whatever, but the overallness of Dr. Seuss is incredibly charming and meaningful and just like so unique. And one of the things that I really love about Seuss Landing is that there is not one straight line in that park, in that land. They had to... Yes.
Nobody just saw because this is not a visual podcast, but I just bent my wrist.
I can't.
There's no straight lines.
There is not one straight line in Seuss Landing. Everything was built to be on an angle, and it's really one of the most unique places you will ever see. And there's so many. I think there was like 20 or 30 something Dr. Seuss books referenced throughout the entire land. Like, it's really brilliant. It's really well themed. And the most incredible thing about this land is actually the land music, because this is one original music, but what they did to create this incredibly Seussy like soundtrack was the composers Chip Smith and Tony, I hope I said this correctly, Humecki. They literally went to garage sales and bought old brass instruments and woodwind instruments and then like sewed them apart and then soldered them back together in like non-logical ways to create actual Seuss-like instruments. Like they went through all the books, and when they would see a Seuss instrument, they were like, okay, yes, we're going to save this, put it aside. And I actually have
what's some examples?
Yeah, well, I have a picture. Okay, so there's no formal like name. I couldn't find if they came up with it, but for example, here's one. I'm showing a picture for Joey, and we'll put pictures of it in stories too. It's really cool.
That looks like a funnel.
It's like a funnel with a hose, and I found this video on YouTube. It's like a 3-minute video or a 4-minute video from behind the scenes, and like he's just like hitting like these metal plates. They're not actual
he's
drums.
Really jamming there.
Yeah, it's really so interesting, and I'm so glad I found this like random thing. He's like hitting like, and so there's no like steel drums when you hear the music, and it's just like these metal like plates. But hold on one second. It was just so interesting to be able to find that out. So like to be able to create mutated instruments and still have them work, and to have them sound Seussian, because what does that even sound like? And that was like their biggest thing was, how do you ensure like this sounds like Seuss? And what they wanted to bring what Seuss sounded like, because yes, there's cartoons and we have like some, things that they've done in the past, but like from the page itself, what does it look like? And so they had like a harp strung with rubber bands to ensure like, like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's just like everything is like a little bit different. And then the land uses multiple music loops that play simultaneously in different zones, like the Carousel and Mulberry Street. And they're all based on the same melodic structure and chord progressions, but use different arrangements. This means as you walk through the land, the music morphs seamlessly without ever feeling like a clash of songs. And there's even like a main anthem called Welcome to Seuss Landing.
Well, I can honestly say that I have probably not spent enough time in Seuss Landing to register the soundtrack in my brain, but I'm probably just too distracted by getting my green eggs and ham, my hoo hash.
I love I love both, but I love that hoo hash. It is the best.
It's the best
morning after HHN breakfast you will ever have.
Yes, I look forward to it so much, and it ties into my first pick because that nothing hits to me in the morning like when I'm walking through City Walk and I get to Islands of Adventure and I go through my little ticket booth and I take my little butt into Port of Entry and I hear that chiming and chirping and little ding 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 of the Ocean Trader Market soundtrack by composer William Kidd. And this debuted along with the park. It's been the same opening soundtrack that it has had since its first inaugural day of operation, and it is just the wildest, most enchanting. It just fills my soul with excitement. There are some scores that are traditionally designed to evoke a feeling of inspiration and emotion, and that usually is very grand strings and horns and something that is very loud and in your face, like something that might be a noble muttering on this list that we'll get to later. But this takes the opposite approach to that, and I think that works because Port of Entry is such a well-themed land, and there's little Easter eggs hidden all over. I could spend all day just looking at all the little things that are going on in this land. It is such an interesting piece of design in this park, and it sets such a nice tone for the story of the whole park, and rarely these days do you see something like that anymore. We're losing those threads in theme parks, I think, more and more, especially at Disney, where we're losing the thread that ties the soul of these parks to a story throughout it. And this I get chills just thinking about it because it's so simple. It's the opposite of what you think of when you think of a bombastic, in-your-face inspirational score. It starts very small, and there's very light percussion, and there's it's like little cymbals and bells and chimes, and then it just builds into this. It's still, at the end of it, doesn't really build to anything that is overwhelming, but it is so good at evoking a sense of wonder and light excitement that sets the tone for. When I hear this music, I know I'm about to have a good day, and it just gets me every time. I get tears in my eyes every time I walk through and I hear it, because it's just so magical and different. And I think it really fits the tone of what the vision was for Islands of Adventure at the time, because it was something so different. So that's my first pick.
Okay, but what about the weird noises that I hear in the bathroom in Port of Entry? Remember we talked about this last year? And I keep forgetting, a year later, I keep forgetting to try to record it. But do you know what I'm talking about? You don't remember we had this conversation?
No.
There's these, so in Port of Entry, on top of the music, there's like these voices you hear, like,
yes,
voices.
I know what you're
it's like
talking
very
about,
Danhausen, like for my wrestling fans. Anyway, but like I don't want to do it because there's like, just like, I'll do it. Fine, I'll do it.
Do it.
Because I'm in the bathroom and you can really hear it in there. And like they're making all these like noises, and then you just hear like it just like, yeah, it sounds off. I know it's not meant to sound like that, but it sounds like that. And that's all I ever think about when I'm in Port of Entry.
Well, sorry to you, Demi, that is all you can think about. I'm sitting over here getting chills and crying to Ocean Trader Market by William Kidd. So that's my first one. Now let's move on to your second one. Now, see, everybody, is this the theme is starting to make sense, right? This is environmental scores. This is not a song that plays in a ride.
Well.
Oh no, what's your second one?
Well, because you may disagree with me, but it is an environmental score that leads into an attraction that you hear throughout the entire land, but you also hear it on the attraction. And that is the sounds in Tomorrowland that lead into the Tomorrow Transit Authority People Mover. I love it so much. I mean, we have the best Tomorrowland. Like we really do. I've been to every Tomorrowland. We have the best one. That score is so good. And then like you get on the best ride in Disney World, the People Mover, and you're chilling and you get to vibe to it. And then you just hear that guy's voice over it. Welcome to the. It's so iconic, and it's just really setting the mood that like you just came, especially when you come in from like the hub and you hear like da 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 da, which I chose not to pick Main Street because that a lot of the scores are not original, so I didn't pick it. You're welcome.
Count.
Hello Dolly's in there, so I knew that was not right. But
hello who? Miss Barton?
Hello Bette Midler. Anyway, it's just it really when you lead into like that like da 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 da, it like really kind of like flows really well. Like it flows it kind of feels like a natural flow, but it really does so much of the heavy lifting in the land. But I think that on top of the fact that we do have the best Tomorrowland, I think it's just such a great soundtrack, and it's original, and the fact that you hear it and then it leads into this iconic attraction as well, that you can hear it throughout like your visit through the land. Like what's so cool is that the People Mover is, yes, it's a ride, but it's your ride around Tomorrowland. So you're hearing that da 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 throughout your ride because that's the land. And I think it's probably the most iconic.
But are you truly living with it?
I'm always truly living with the land.
That's the land.
The land. The land, honey. The land.
Honey, the land.
Honey, the land.
Honey, the land. So, speaking of lands that bring me joy, my next one is going to be, even though the person who did it is somewhat controversial, yes, it is going to be Danny Elfman's Dark Universe soundtrack. This is, there's no denying that this score is just so incredibly atmospheric, and I will never forget my first time in that land after years of anticipation and hearing how perfectly this orchestration works with this land, because not only does it complement what you are seeing in front of you in the streets of Darkmoor, but it really pays such amazing tribute and homage to the legacy of orchestral scores that came before it and inspired this land in classic Universal monster movies. So it feels cinematic, it feels big, it feels old, yet also timeless, but also progressive and forward thinking, because there is, even in Monsters Unchained, like you're saying with People Mover, the score does progress into the attraction Monsters Unchained, and there's like light electric guitar riffs, and it's just this really interesting blend of what makes Darkmoor so good, because you have the same way in the score, you get really interesting electronic and electric guitar pulses with old traditional instrumentation. You also have Victoria sort of representing the future with her technology and the electricity and the blue lights that are going throughout the entire attraction, mixed with the old legacy of her great-grandfather. So I think it's just a soundtrack that thematically, sonically is perfect for this land. And I also really like it when the soundtrack kind of swells and you can see the lights. You knew this, right? That if you look off to the right of the Burning Blade, right before it starts, you can only see it at night, but there are actually lights that represent the villagers that are walking toward the windmill. And I like the soundtrack that plays over that too. It's very foreboding. It's very thrilling. But if you pay attention, if you look to the left, you can actually see the lights representing it's shining through the trees. As the villagers get closer with their pitchforks, the light gets closer and closer and closer until their light sets the windmill aflame. But it's just such a good score. And Danny Elfman also did the in-ride score for my favorite dark ride of all time. Demi, do you know which one?
Your favorite dark ride of all time? I mean, not counting Monsters Unchained?
Not counting Monsters Unchained.
Huh. Your favorite dark ride of all time. Oh, is that technically a dark ride? It's not really. It's a trackless. I guess it's a trackless dark ride.
What are you talking about?
Yes,
it's a dark ride.
I mean, I don't know. In my brain, I would call it a trackless ride, but it is
but
a dark.
Trackless. The ride system doesn't have anything to do with whether it's a dark ride or not. What are you talking
Hong Kong Disneyland's Mystic Manor. I don't know. In my brain, a dark ride is like Haunted Mansion. I don't... You know what I mean?
I don't know why that's really sending me.
I don't know. To me, that's a dark ride. Is Haunted Mansion or Snow White or Mr. Toad.
It's not like
I
we're not
understand
talking about,
that it's a modern dark ride.
Well, no, anything that is inside a big box, that is a dark ride. Like anything that is indoors is a dark ride.
Fine.
Essentially.
But now that's not entirely true. That would mean Space Mountain is a dark ride.
No, that's a roller coaster.
Exactly.
That's not a dark
so not
ride.
everything inside of a box is... There. You're wrong. I win.
We are fighting on this episode.
Well, I'm going to fight you now because here's the deal.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk about
third.
something, but you know what? I think maybe I won't do it, and we'll
Why?
save it for another episode.
Your third?
Oh, well, I have another one, but I wanted to talk about Space Mountain, and you won't let me.
I don't believe I said I won't let you.
But you said no rides.
Well, if you recall our text,
this is why I can't do this anymore. This was so for everyone to get on the same page. This was a Joey idea episode, okay? and what I was explained to originally was rides. He even suggested things like Port of Entry or Stardust Racers. Okay, so I have my list already. And then he's like, no, you can't do that. And he's like, well, I guess I didn't explain it right. So you didn't.
Demi, an artiste of the, verbal arts never rests when it comes to perfecting the craft. So we are always modeling and molding and transforming the topic into the best that it can be. And I think it's a case by case. So as I said to you in a text message, though, something like the Space Mountain cue music would qualify because...
Why?
Because the same reason that my third choice qualifies.
I think you're just making up this as you go along so
No.
that it can fit your whatever your agenda is.
No, I'm
Because
not.
why?
I don't
Because
have
then
an
why
agenda.
would it? Okay, so then why would Space Mountain cue count and not the cue to the Haunted Mansion where you hear da 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 original score for that?
I didn't say that. I said Grim Grinning Ghosts
Oh my
would
god!
not count because Grim Grinning Ghosts is not
But I
an
didn't
orchestral
say
score.
Grim Grinning Ghost when we were talking about this. I said the Haunted Mansion, and you flat
Okay,
out
you know
said
what?
no.
I just have to. Okay, now I'm just going to have to jump to my number 3 so I can explain myself.
Fine.
So, my number 3 is going to be Ghostly Music Box from the Haunted Mansion.
On, Joseph.
Because, and my finger is fully in the frame right now, because the Ghostly Music Box is used in the exterior in the land during Haunted Mansion Holiday. So it does add the exterior environmental sound for the attraction. Now, once you step inside an attraction, that then becomes the ride's music. So I think that you can make the case for, you can hear this music when you're standing next to the cookie place. You can hear this music when you're...
What do you mean
not
the
Cookie Puss.
No, what do you mean the cookie place?
Outside, when in Haunted Mansion Holiday. Yes, at Disneyland.
Okay.
So you think I'm inventing cookie places in Magic Kingdom?
I don't know what you're even talking about sometimes.
Am I in the middle of psychosis on this podcast right now? But no, you can hear it when you're waiting in line at, what's it called? Columbia Harbor House? No.
The Columbia Harbor House is in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I really am having psychosis.
Yeah.
Right, but the cookie place, the Cookie Puss, and
Where are you?
It's right across from Haunted Mansion, right as you're walking to Tiana's. There's a cookie place on the right where everybody gets those viral chocolate chip cookies at Disneyland. I just forget what it's called. But so you can hear this music all throughout the land. They are pumping it through that area during Haunted Mansion Holiday, and it sets the tone for the area as you're walking up to the attraction. So that's why it counts. And it's just like this music box. It sounds like a demented, disturbed little toy box, and it sets the mood for the entire land before you step into the attraction. That is called environmental score.
Fine.
It is not an original song.
But you said soundtrack originally. So I think that's the confusion.
Yes, but a soundtrack and a score are different than an original song.
No, it's not.
It literally is. That's why there's 2 different categories at the Oscars for original score and original song.
Right, but the Haunted Mansion, the entire experience from start to finish is a soundtrack with scores and songs. Your pick you just picked is a score. Grim Grinning Ghosts is a song. They are all in
but
one
it's not
soundtrack.
A score.
Okay. Once again, you picked a score inside of a soundtrack. You originally said we're doing
the Park
soundtrack.
Peeps Inception
you
right
even
now.
said in the intro, and this week we're talking about soundtracks. So this is my confusion and my concern that you are just trying to fit this in because you can.
This is not the Joey Nolfi psychological experiment.
I swear, I feel like I'm being gaslit here. You just said no soundtracks, but scores. Okay. Your pick was a score inside of a soundtrack that also has other songs.
My brain doesn't even work anymore.
I disagree, but you know what? I love the Haunted Mansion, so we'll let it go.
All right. Now pick your third, and then we'll get to our noble mutterings.
Fine. You know what? Fine. I'll use my noble muttering then as a Space Mountain, because I think that it doesn't really fit within the guidelines, but it doesn't, according to you. Just because you can hear it outside before you walk inside. I don't know. I mean, listen, I love it. I actually cut my wedding cake to the score of I wish I was joking. I'm such a sick I cut my wedding cake to Space Mountain. That's my husband and I's favorite ride together. So
that's cute.
Yeah. So we cut our cake to that, and I love it. I think it's just so. I mean, the whole vibe of it is. What's funny? It's so 80s, even though it's not.
It's like 70s.
Yeah, it is, but it feels 80s to me, and I love it.
It does, yeah.
And if you know that video
so
they
good.
play as you walk up the ramp, and
where everybody's pretending to go side to side.
But like, if they ever take that away, I'll scream. I want to see these.
Die.
I want to see the people from the 80s or the 90s, whatever
Same.
it was, because I love it. I just want to keep it. Yeah.
No, I want to keep it too.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful, and I love it, and they always play it when they're doing videos of Star Tours too.
Yeah,
Well, not in Star Tours, but you can tell when they did the promotional video for Star Tours back in the 80s that it's people. They're like, okay, now everybody lean to the left and everybody lean to the right, and they're like, if you watch, there's one part when people literally are throwing their heads back as if they are a demon is being exorcised from their throats. It is so funny. If you watch the Star Tours promotional videos, it's just, everybody should go back and watch them, YouTube them. It's hilarious.
But can I give you my final official one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this is not a noble muttering?
that was the noble muttering.
Oh, okay.
Because I think the official one, if we're doing like land soundscapes, it has to be Discovery Island in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Yeah, I mean, it really just like immediately sets the vibe.
Interesting.
And what's interesting is like it's not just nature sounds, it's a blend of traditional instruments
and Joe Rohde's earrings.
Yes, from South America, Africa, and Asia, mixed with modern ambient textures. And they wanted it to feel like a global crossroad, rather. Crossroads, like Britney Spears. It says the music tells the guests you are leaving the modern world behind and entering a place where nature and humanity are one. And
AKA Joe Rohde's earrings.
Very that. I love me some Joe Rohde.
Your friend Joe Rohde.
My personal friend Joe Rohde.
We are kidding, everybody. We are kidding.
But yeah, it's beautiful. And then the daytime loop is ambient, and then the nighttime score is like cinematic, and especially when they do like Awakenings, that show.
I've never been to Animal Kingdom at night.
Unfortunately, it's not your fault. The best time of year to go to Animal Kingdom is during the holidays at night. I mean, rip my soul out, Dinosaur. I can't believe we were very lucky to have one final year of Dinoland Christmas, because Dinoland and at night during the holidays was elite. Like, they were playing Mariah Carey and all the original stuff, and you go on Triceratops and you have all the lights, and then it was so fun. And then they put Santa in Dinoland the past couple of years. It's been so great, but even still, like, it's really beautiful. You have all the lanterns and the swans in Discovery Island. It's just a vibe. And because it gets dark earlier in that time of year, you have a better chance of having it dark and then seeing Tree of Life Awakenings, and it's beautiful. It's just, Animal Kingdom is in a weird spot right now, as we've discussed many times on this podcast, but it doesn't mean it's not the most incredibly beautiful, detailed place probably ever. And
our dear friend Jeremy just said today in a video that he believes that Animal Kingdom is the best Disney park in the United States.
I mean, there is a very good argument for that. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think theming alone, absolutely, it is the most immersive place you could probably be.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing beats it. And I think like down to the score, it really sets you into that mood of like, you are completely not in Orlando anymore.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Well, my wish is to one day see Animal Kingdom in the nighttime, and also to see, as the tourists call it, Avatar Land. Avatar Land. I wish to see it in the dark with all them glowing
bioluminescence,
glowing blinding lights. Now, I'm going to choose a fourth, actually, before I do a noble muttering. I'll mention it very briefly because it does make me cry anytime I think about it. The new-ish EPCOT entrance music by Pinar Toprak is just...
I figured you were going to talk about that.
Pinar is just a genius, and the what is it? The cello when it's like starts going with the strings and the just that theme is I saw there was a comment and it literally I'm going to start crying anytime I think about this comment. That I saw on the YouTube because Disney has not officially released this onto Spotify, and it drives me nuts because
no, don't release it onto Spotify because then I'm gonna get copyrighted every time I go to EPCOT.
Oh, sorry, but I really want it because I want to listen to it and cry on my walks. But
I'm sure someone has like a 4K walkthrough. You could just keep on a loop.
Yes, it's on YouTube. Somebody sat next to the speaker all day and recorded it and just put it on YouTube, and that's where I saw this.
Wow! Shout out to that person.
And the comment, they're like, when I hear this song, I see my kids laughing. I see like, oh my God, I'm gonna start crying.
Oh my God. You're so cute. I love you.
And I'm like, yeah, this score is the perfect mix of everything that EPCOT was and everything that it is moving towards and everything it is right now. It just is so perfectly encaptured in what Pinar created in those sounds, and it is one of the things in EPCOT right now that I do think is unifying and does capture the spirit of the place in ways that I think we're losing.
Yeah.
When it comes to the types of attractions that are being put there, as great as they are. I mean, I love the Moana attraction and I love Cosmic Rewind, but it's just like in pieces, EPCOT kind of doesn't necessarily work as a whole now, but this soundtrack is one thing that does feel like it incorporates everything. But that's my fourth. And now my noble muttering
Go ahead.
Is going to be something else that also just recently released onto Spotify, but the Epic Universe soundtracks, Court of the Moon theme, Day, and Majestic Rising, Reprise of Apollo. Yes. I think that they're such inspirational songs that in the same way, they're obviously more bombastic than Port of Entry, but they move between these very ethereal, celestial kind of sounds, and they fuse them with things that we can very much recognize on Earth. So it's like a melding of those worlds of like the traditional sounds that we would hear in an orchestral arrangement from hundreds of years ago on Earth, and they mix it with these very strange sounding strings and electronic pulses, and it's just, again, it fully wraps you up in.
One could say it's epic.
One could say it's epic. You could, but it just is one of those things that we always talk about. We talk about parks as a tapestry, right? And there's so much going on here, from sights to smells to sounds, and this. If you would remove any of these elements, you lose so much of what makes these places special. And if you were to take these orchestral scores out, it's something that I think a lot of people don't even realize that they're digesting in the moment. And that's such an interesting thing about this art form, is so many times they are designing things specifically not to be consciously digested and consciously picked apart in the moment. But if you were to remove them, your senses would go into overload, because you would be like, what? There's something jarring. There's something missing here. That
literally was my experience with Shanghai. I think that's the thing where you were we were like with anything of oh, how did that one go? And it's like, I don't know, but I know I love it and the vibes are right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a feeling,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, hey, I love investigating these things as to what makes these parks sort of tick in a way that makes us tick. Yeah. And I do like parsing them apart and figuring out what it is and verbalizing these things, because they are things that, like I was just saying, are so often times designed for us to just let them wash over us.
Right.
So I just shout out to all of these composers that have done such brilliant work for this stuff, because I do think it is an unsung creative endeavor in the theme park space, and I love bringing it to light and crescendoing our love for it. But
I don't know. I still think that I was right at the end of the day. I think under your guidelines, your thing should not count. Anyway,
I was sitting here waiting for Demi to read her line and
No, I
wrap it
know.
up, and
I know
she
you
was
were.
sitting there setting her sights on eviscerating me. Well, you know what,
Well,
Demi?
I'll say it. That's our show for today. Thank you again to us for being
Yes.
here.
Thanks us for
and
being here
celebrating top environmental music at the theme parks. Make sure to follow us at Park Peeps Pod, at Joey Nolfi, and at Magical Hijinks. That's HIJINX on socials, and of course my YouTube. There's a lot of good stuff on there.
today. H to the I to the J to the I to the N to the hold it. X.
Okay.
Now, speaking of soundtracks, we will be right back here next week. So stay tuned and have a great week, everybody. And listen to go give these scores if they're available. Go listen to them on Spotify because they're great.
They're great.
Support the arts.
Support the arts. Bye-bye, everybody.
Protect theme park art.
Oh, no. I'm done. Goodbye.
Bye.